Super excited to be here. My name is Stephanie Golik. I'm the co-founder and chief product officer at Huddle. So let's dive right in. The origin story of Huddle is really based on the observations that my co-founder and I started to sense in the middle of the pandemic. So the kind of like larger wave of remote work and people also having more time to sort of think about what they really want to do with their lives really caused some really interesting ripple effects into how people are working and how they want to kind of build careers. So you can see sort of on the left here, the number of freelancing has skyrocketed. The number of people starting businesses has skyrocketed. And in a poll with Gen Z, half of them expect to run their own company and half of them did side hustles in 2020. So clearly there is a real kind of groundswell happening around how people think about work. And really the result of that is pretty interesting, exciting things around, who can start a company, how you start a company, and the number of people that are really available to sort of plug in and help build those things. But the unfortunate fact is that starting a company is hard, and one of the hardest parts of it actually is finding good talent. So after spending, 3 to 6 months on average to raise a seed round, founders spend typically 90% of that capital to get talent, and it's still really hard to find good people. And it's super time consuming. It takes an average of 3 or more months to close a full-time hire. So all of that is really just friction that is preventing people from starting the thing that they want to start or building that company that could ultimately, change the world. And so my co-founder and I are really kind of super, have been ingrained in the space of early stage startups for a long time. We both worked together at 2 different startup studios in New York, helping founders get from 0 to 1. I've worked inside of, high growth tech startups, as well as really small, early stage startups, and helping us get from, 0 to 1 at that stage. And we've both kind of firsthand experienced that talent really is the core problem that most startups face. And so we went out and really built Huddle in a really organic way, starting with the community. And we ultimately are out to build a place where founders and builders connect. They're able to transact super easily in cash and ownership or equity, and build amazing companies together. So talk a little bit about how it actually works. We talk about Huddle as a social marketplace because at its core, it is a social network, but there's a core marketplace function that makes taking actions on this platform really easy. So startups come on, they apply, they basically pitch to the Huddle community what they're working on, what they need help with. They build a profile on the platform that gets socialized and really like socially builds a team around it. And then when the team's actually ready to kick off, Huddle handles all of the contracts, payments, whether those are in cash or equity, and spins up the space for the team to collaborate. So on the creator side, what's really interesting is, as we sort of saw with those freelancer numbers, more and more people are going independent, whether they're doing it on the side or full-time freelancing. And we're really out to build this sort of headquarter for the independent creator and focusing on a couple core pain points that they have. So we supply them with a steady pipeline of interesting work. Creators generally want to create, not spend time on sales. We bring them really interesting startup companies that they can plug right into. They essentially can become angel investors with their time because there's a lot of equity opportunities on the platform. And they really join a community. It's not like other kind of gig economy applied to freelancer marketplaces where you're sort of a node in a larger network. We really have a true community, and the freelancers actually assemble into teams to work on projects. So it's highly kind of social and communal. And the sort of business in a box piece that we're offering the founder and the creator is really similar to a managed marketplace model. We make money when this creator community makes money. So we have a 25% take rate on average. And that's for the service of sort of covering all those contracts, payments, the actual matching of the team, and sometimes helping them scope. So far in 2021, we've done a little over $500,000 in GTV. We had 56% average month-over-month growth in Q3. And we've powered over $360,000 in net creator income, which is super exciting. We're very creator first. We have 200 plus creators on the platform today. bringing on another cohort of about 30 today, and we have another 350 or so on a wait list. So, like I said, we're very creator first. We really focus on having a very unique and amazing community and supply of creatives. And these are real kind of examples of the people on the platform. So like leaders, managers, thought leaders in the space, really, really strong talent that really comes to our platform because they feel like they're being served and don't feel like they're necessarily being served on other platforms. And really, supply, the reason why we're focused on it so wholeheartedly, besides being really an advocate for creators and for creator ownership, is it's the number one thing that actually is attracting amazing founders as well. So our number one sort of way that we bring customers onto the platform is by having the best supply out there. The second way is through partnerships. So we partner with different VCs and incubators and really just try to kind of plug into the places where founders already hang out and get mentorship. This is kind of an example flow I'll talk really quickly through, but what this is meant to represent, this is an actual recent customer, women's hormonal health company that came to Huddle. Basically, in a very capital efficient way, they were able to get a team of like amazing builders perfectly suited for their startup that were experts in female wellness and D2C brands, able to incentivize them with sweat equity, and shipped a full marketing website and brand in 6 weeks. It's just a far better way to work, especially at those early stages. And founders just generally love us, are really excited. And we've gotten a lot of really top tier founders that are second-time founders, previously exited founders that just know how blocking the pain point of talent can be and just love the Huddle solution. So the kind of big picture here is that we're really, really excited about democratizing the access to upside. And really how we think about that is we're making it easier than ever for founders to get their idea off the ground, just creating more entrepreneurship in the world, and making it easier for creators to become investors and really get ownership in the work that they're doing. And in the future, we're really leaning into the creator ownership platform model and are really building towards a future where sweat equity and the work that's being put into startups and the equity is earned is very much securitized, tradable, something that creators can sort of build a career on. And we have some amazing backers. Outlander, of course, actually led our seed round. We have a number of other awesome funds in the mix and angel groups. We also have 50 or so creator angel hybrids on our cap table that has been really, really awesome and strategic for what we're specifically doing. And we also did a kind of currently doing a piece of our round as a community seed round from unaccredited investors, many of which are in our community. And we're raising that on Republic so that anyone can get involved. And that's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Steph. That was great. So, obviously everyone, I feel like early stage startups, mid-stage startups are looking for talent. As you guys have thought about your roadmap and in terms of what kind of problems to solve for these companies, what's the key stage and size of company is your best customer, your early customer right now, and what type of projects are you guys primarily helping them with?
Yeah, so we are out to definitely be able to serve every founder. That is our core kind of customer persona. The founders that tend to be most excited about Huddle, and I think who we can best serve, tend to be the early stage company that has a core team, core kind of small team at the moment, and is in the process of building product or a brand or marketing, because we have some of the best creative talent on our platform. So it's really common that founders will come to us and have a team help them spin up an MVP or help them spin up their first sort of brand identity or first marketing website, and really just sort of plug in on a project-based way, similar like you would go to for an agency, but a lot more cost-effective in working with individuals directly.
Awesome. We have a question from Stephanie. Do you manage the equity distributions on your platform as well, or is that handled elsewhere?
We do. So we actually do something kind of similar to, we do a couple different ways, but the most common way is that we'll actually kind of create a safe and be the safe note holder, and then we hold the ledger of what creators own what within that note. So sort of even before that point, when a founder comes on board, let's say they need 25K worth of work, but really only have budget for 20K, so they want to distribute that 5K to the creator team in equity. We'll basically write up that 5K safe note for them, and then sort of own the ledger that distributes that to each creator based on what they contributed.
How do you deal with taxes on the employment versus contractor side of your company?
That's a good question. We work with a lot of tax professionals around this. There's a lot of like gray area stuff, particularly around the investment parts as well. And we're trying to very much be the sort of place where freelancers don't have to think about that. But we're working with professionals to just do all the right things and make sure that it's legit and super clear.
Awesome. Okay, well, that is our time. So thank you so much for the presentation and for answering the questions. We appreciate it. So I'll let you off the stage. And next we have Erica from MedHall presenting.